Shabbat Shalom and welcome to Israel Updates. Being able to say those words to you today is something that I actually hold very dear to my heart, and I say it with a sense of sacred awe because we're living in a time right now that is the closest thing to pre-World War II and during World War II in terms of the rates of anti-Semitism. And I know that I sound like a stuck record, and I'm okay with that because the people that I've got tattooed on my arm, like Dietrich Bonhoeffer, spent their lives singing the same song over and over again because they were determined to be a voice of reason, and they were determined to be pillars of hope, and they were determined to spend their time rescuing Jews from a regime that was intent on destroying them. And what a legacy they have. And so I'm not in any way comparing myself, but I do believe that what we do here at the House of Destiny, Israel Update, is sacred because we continue to be the watchmen on the walls with a mandate from God to support the Jewish people no matter what. And there's a video I'm going to play you now, and I want you to pay very careful attention to it. We're going to go to an update from Doobie in just a moment. He's going to talk about Israel's Independence Day and give you an update about what's going on there from that side. But what I want you to focus on with this video, listen to what's being said. The tide of public opinion regarding Israel is at a terrifying level in the United States of America, once considered Israel's greatest ally. So let's play this video now, and if I feel like I need to, I'll stop it. But just listen to what's being said.
There was this extraordinary vote this past week in the Senate. 40 Senate Democrats tried to block a U.S. weapons sale to Israel. And that adds to this growing rift we have seen between your party and Benjamin Netanyahu. Do you think Democrats are going to come to regret this break in the alliance?
So I hope that it's not a break in the alliance. I think what it really demonstrates is for the last several years, Prime Minister Netanyahu has sacrificed Israel's interest in the United States. The most important asset Israel has is not its military or its intelligence. It's the special relationship with the United States.
We're going to pause here. So firstly, the first thing he does is throw Benjamin Netanyahu under the bus and speaks just kind of breezes over it and says, well, he sacrificed Israel, with nothing to substantiate that. And this exact rhetoric and thinking, trying to separate Israel as a concept versus the Jews as people, is what's going on. And the fact that we are talking about, again, Democrats who are trying to block arms sales to Israel when Israel is literally the only true democracy in the Middle East, but they're the same group of people that will go out and protest about Palestine or protest about Iran, about the US getting involved, but not protest the regime that slaughtered tens of thousands of their own people. The deathly silence regarding what's going on in Darfur, in different places around the world. But this rhetoric and this thinking is really what's so terrifying. And the fact that so many in the Senate voted to try and block arms sales to Israel is a terrifying sign of where we're at. Let's continue.
That has been bipartisan for so many decades. He has destroyed that, because he has decided to become not just part of the Republican Party, but he's decided to become just an appendage of Donald Trump. And so
here what he's doing is calling Benjamin Netanyahu an appendage of Donald Trump, but this very same group of people say that President Trump in the United States is an appendage or an extension of Israel's and the Jews, their so-called power. So you can't have both narratives at the same time. You can't say, well, Israel's controlling the world, Israel's running everything, the United States is just listening to Israel, and Donald Trump is a puppet of Benjamin Netanyahu, and then in the same breath say, oh, look at this. Benjamin Netanyahu's abandoned Israel, and what he's doing is just being an appendage of President Trump. The two narratives can't coexist. And that's what bothers me about all of this, and it shows you the lack of awareness and the lack of seeing truth. Let's carry on.
Every Democrat now sees, if you want to be Trump, great. If we're anti-Trump, then by de facto, we are against you. Mm-hmm. I think this has a lot to do with Bibi Netanyahu and his extremist right-wing government, and not to do with Israel. Look, you have half of Israel is voting against Bibi.
Yeah.
So I think this Democrat should be aligning with Israel, not with Bibi. But I think this is a very big wake-up call this week, that vote.
So the wake-up call, yes, that is true. It's a terrifying wake-up call. But the fact that he's saying that, well, over half of the people are voting against Bibi. In the United States of America, the vote has almost always been split down the middle. And it swings from Republican to Democrat, Democrat to Republican. It swings up and down because there's so many people. And generally we're a little bit concerned because people like Kim Jong-un come away with 100% of the vote because there's no other option. And if anybody tries to rise up against him, they get killed. So the lack of solidarity, the lack of cohesion in these narratives is what really bothers me. So a video like this will be released and everybody goes, yes, Bibi Netanyahu is this terrible person who sacrificed Israel and is just an appendage of Trump, and what we need to do is separate Israel from Bibi. But they've had a problem with every single one of Israel's leaders, because innately the issue that is here is that people have got a problem with Israel and they've got a problem with the Jews. The anti-Semitic levels that we're seeing now are at the highest they've been since World War II, which is terrifying. Just 10 years ago, I would never have thought this was possible. And I know I'm here every week as a South African, Lebanese person. South Africa is a hotbed of anti-Semitism. And my grandmother's family escaped Lebanon as a group of small Coptic Christians. They escaped Lebanon from Islamic persecution. But even so, a lot of Lebanese people, like Brigitte Gabriel, for instance, who I love very much and admire, they'll stand with Israel because they understand what it is to be driven out by extremists. But it's the language that's being used. That video that we watched, calling Benjamin Netanyahu's government extreme right-wing. No, what we're dealing with in the United States of America right now is an extreme right wing that is so dangerous, where the rhetoric that they're echoing is exactly that of Hitler. It's just dressed up a little differently. So I want you to be aware of that. I will never stop speaking up for Israel. I will never stop speaking up for the Jews, ever, as long as I live. And just this past week on Analysis, I would encourage you to go back and watch it. Donna and I took a look at what it is that Kim prophesied about Israel, because you can't say, well, Kim's the guy who prophesied Trump will be a trumpet. Kim's the guy who prophesied about the Japanese earthquake. Kim's the guy who prophesied about 9/11. Kim's the guy who prophesied that the Kennedys and the Republicans would join forces, and list all these things that Kim prophesied and say, wow, 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 and then ignore everything he prophesied about Israel. Okay, so that's something we looked at Analysis, and I'd encourage you to go back and watch that if you haven't. But anyway, that's me standing here, as always, just absolutely determined to be a watchman on the wall, and being thankful for you, that you're watching, and that you too are a watchman on the wall. All of that being said, let's go to Doobie's update now.
Shalom, shalom everyone, shalom Israel partners, and welcome to our weekly report. And this week, even though there's a lot of hectic things going around us, even though we're still in the middle of the war with Iran and with the Hezbollah and with the Hamas, I want to bring you a happy note, because this is Thursday. We're recording a little bit earlier. Last night we have celebrated the Israeli Independence Day, 78 years anniversary for the state of Israel, which in my eyes, and I'm sure in many people's eyes, this is the greatest miracle in the last 2,000 years. The fact that the prophecies of God came to pass through the establishment of the new Jewish state, just like Isaiah 66:8 prophesied, can a nation be born in a day? Yes, 78 years ago, the nation of Israel was born in one day, starting the journey of the return of our Messiah. So yes, there's a lot of turmoil, there's a lot of challenges. We are in the midst of fighting and trying to survive in a world that is very chaotic, in places where there are countries and nations just like Iran and other proxies who are trying to erase us from the face of the earth. Jewish people throughout the world are facing challenges in terms of fighting against anti-Semitism, but this is the spirit that I want to convey to you, is the happiness in Israel. Everywhere in Israel, people were waving flags. They went, hundreds of thousands of people, out to the parks, barbecuing, celebrating. In the evening, right as we came out of Memorial Day, there were people celebrating, big stages with artists and singers. You can see that the people of Israel, they seek peace, they seek life. They want to continue living their lives in happiness. They want to continue to bestow light over the nations. And I know that this is only a stage right now. The hinders that are coming against us, they were also prophesied by the prophets of old. But now this is the day that the Lord has made for us to rejoice, to celebrate. State who wants to survive in this region, in this thorn area, in spite or despite of all the enemies. That's what we need to pursue together. Jews and Christians alike should celebrate this great miracle, the return to Zion, the return to the land of Israel from four corners of the earth, just like God prophesied. So I don't want to wear you out. I don't want you to be already, tired because of my celebration. I want you to be tired of your celebration. So just go out, rejoice, just be happy, dance. Remember that we are here in this land and we are here to stay. And it doesn't matter what the enemies and what the adversary is trying to do. We will always prevail and survive, because God miraculously brought us back here to this land from the ashes of the Holocaust to have us be rooted again in the land of our forefathers. And this time, just like our beloved King prophesied, Israel is forever. Happy Independence Day. Yom Ha'atzmaut Sameach. I love you, and I'll see you next week. Bye for now.
Hello, friends. I'm Donna Clement Petrushka, and I am honored to invite you to something truly extraordinary, the Kim Clement Prophecy Vault. Now you can gain unprecedented access to my father's entire digitized video archive. Every prophetic moment, every powerful teaching, every anointed worship session is now available to you in the Prophecy Vault. Plus, I'm excited to share that my dad's special School of the Prophets teachings are included, offering you deep, transformative lessons on hearing God's voice and understanding His revelations. Your partnership is crucial. Not only will you gain access to these incredible resources, but you'll also help us continue the vital work of preserving, digitizing, and adding new Kim Clement material to the archives. I'm inviting you to step into the Kim Clement Prophecy Vault. Let's embark on this journey of revelation together, and I can't wait to see you inside.
Sometimes it can be a thing where control becomes idolatrous because we don't want to drop the presented facade we have. We don't want anybody to know we're struggling. We don't want anybody to know that we're having a difficult time. Right. So I'm comparing the two because I can say with honesty, this is something I've gone through, but I've also seen the destruction it can cause.
If you have a situation like that and you feel like you are, for lack of a better word, control freak, okay? Just, look at Christ and say, well, wait a minute. If He could come down and become like me and humble Himself to be a servant, how much more am I to at least humble myself, to at least try to be like Him?
We're so small. How do we think we can control anything when the universe is so big and God is in control ultimately?
Watch now at real-faith.tv.
We have Andrew Sorcini from Beverly Hills Precious Metals with us today. If someone has a 401k, can they take some of that and purchase gold as an investment for their future?
They can, and it's a great way to do it, because if you have an IRA, a government TSP account, a 401k from a company that you used to work at but don't work at anymore, or if you still work at the company and you're over 59 and a half, these can be rolled over into a precious metals IRA. And if you were to speak to your financial advisor about it, they'll tell you, oh, this is a taxable event. They'll tell you things like gold and silver are volatile. But really, the thing is, they don't want you to get into precious metals because it doesn't benefit them monetarily. I'm here to tell you that your accounts can be rolled into a precious metals IRA without it being a taxable event. And you would own real gold and silver that is stored in a third-party depository that's insured in a lockbox with your name on it.
So if someone goes to bh-pm.com, is that the correct website? Okay, and that's going to be on the bottom of the screen. If they go there today, what do they need to do?
Okay, so there's an online form there, and the form, almost every page on the website has the online form. So you just fill in your first name, last name, email address, telephone number. Say that Kim Clement sent you, or the House of Destiny. We'll know what you mean. And in the notes section, be as detailed as you can. Sometimes people put things in there like, I'm a complete novice. I really don't understand precious metals. I've been wanting to understand. I want to invest, but really I need more information first. Then put that in there. If you're someone that's been investing in gold and silver for years and really don't need a consultation, you just want to check prices, then put that in there.
Everybody watching, if you are interested in precious metals, this is where you want to go. Thanks again.
Thank you.